Steelers eyeing the future. Fernando Mendoza emerges as a possible heir to Aaron Rodgers. The 2025 season hasn't even started yet, but the Pittsburgh Steelers backroom staff is already looking to the future and, more specifically, to the most important position in the game, quarterback. After years of instability and uncertainty, since Ben Roethlisberger's retirement in 2021, the Steelers made a bold move this offseason by bringing in Aaron Rodgers to lead the offense. The decision was clear, to invest heavily in a veteran who could compete for the Super Bowl immediately. However, Rodgers, at 41, signed only a one-year contract, and according to insiders, it's highly unlikely he'll stay beyond next season. This means succession planning needs to start now. And, according to recent projections from CBS Sports, the Steelers may already have a name in mind: Fernando Mendoza, a rising quarterback who has been attracting attention with his steady improvement in the college scene. In the latest 2026 mock draft, analyst Ryan Wilson projects the Steelers will select Mendoza with the 14th overall pick, a bold guess that points to a clear strategy for the franchise, finding a young talent with a high ceiling to mold into the next face of the team. Mendoza is a pocket passer, but he's far from a statue, wrote Wilson. He knows how to manipulate the pocket with subtle movements, keeps his eyes downfield even under pressure, and is capable of delivering accurate passes at all levels. His timing, touch, and decision-making demonstrate above-average maturity for a rising prospect. Mendoza began his college career at the University of California, where he spent his early years learning and growing as an offensive leader. Last season, he entered the transfer portal and took over as a starter at the emerging Indiana program, where he quickly became a central piece of the offense alongside running back Jaden Ott, another transfer talent who has excelled. The duo propelled the team to a surprising season, placing Indiana among college football's positive surprises in 2025. Mendoza demonstrated quality under pressure, advanced reading of defenses, and a remarkable ability to maintain composure in challenging situations, all traits that attract the attention of NFL scouts, especially teams like the Steelers, who will need a successor to Rodgers soon. While the 2026 quarterback class is expected to be led by names like Garrett Nussmeier, LSU, and Drew Aller, Penn State, it's unlikely the Steelers will be in a position to select either of these talents at the top of the draft if they have a successful season. In this scenario, Mendoza represents an excellent value in the mid-first round, a player with the potential to develop quickly under the tutelage of an experienced coaching staff and, perhaps even under Rodgers' final guidance, should the veteran extend his mentoring tenure. Furthermore, the 2026 draft will have a special flavor for Pittsburgh. It will be held at home, on the North Shore, making the selection of the quarterback of the future even more symbolic and exciting for the local fans. By all indications, the Steelers are preparing intelligently for the post-Rodgers era, and Fernando Mendoza, with his technical skills, resilient mindset, and upward growth curve, could be exactly the kind of quarterback the franchise seeks: young, disciplined, competitive, and ready to carry the black and gold legacy into the next decade. Gabe Davis in the crosshairs. Chiefs and Steelers are considering a potential $39 million offensive reinforcement. With training camp approaching, the Kansas City Chiefs and Pittsburgh Steelers are eyeing potential reinforcements to boost their offenses, and one name starting to gain traction behind the scenes is wide receiver Gabe Davis, formerly of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Despite coming off an injury-plagued season, the 26-year-old receiver still carries the potential to be a lethal weapon in the passing game. And with elite teams seeking affordable and experienced options, Davis could be an ideal fit. According to Jacob Infante of Pro Football Network, both the Chiefs and Steelers are natural candidates to sign Davis, who remains on the free agency market. Davis is only 26 years old and should still have a lot of football left in him. Even after the injury, he fits best in an offense that values his vertical play. Keep an eye out for teams with playoff aspirations who might consider him on a short, low-risk contract, the analyst wrote. And it makes perfect sense. After being released by the Jaguars in May, Gabe Davis is looking for a new opportunity to bounce back. In 2024, a knee injury sidelined him for 7 games and severely hampered his production: just 20 receptions, 239 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But before that, he showed flashes of promise during his time with the Buffalo Bills, especially alongside Josh Allen, where he stood out for his ability to stretch the field and exploit deep routes. In 2 separate seasons, Davis surpassed the 17 yards per reception mark, solidifying himself as a legitimate vertical threat. That's precisely the kind of threat the Chiefs need right now. With wide receiver Rashee Rice facing a possible suspension due to off-field issues, quarterback Patrick Mahomes could start the season with a depleted receiving corps. Davis, with his speed, range, and track record as a deep target, could fill that void immediately. He doesn't need to be a WR1, but as a complement to Andy Reid's offensive system. He could shine again and give opposing defenses something to worry about. But Kansas City isn't alone in this race. On the other side of the AFC, the Steelers are also looking for depth at wide receivers, especially after the surprising trade of George Pickens, which left a clear hole alongside DK Metcalf, recently acquired via trade from the Seahawks. Despite the good additions of Keenan Allen and rookie Roman Wilson, Pittsburgh still lacks a receiver with the athleticism and explosiveness to attack deeper areas of the field, exactly what Davis offers. It's worth noting that the Steelers already expressed interest in Gabe Davis in June when they hosted him for a visit. The meeting, at the time, was discreet, but it reinforces that he's on the team's radar. And with Aaron Rodgers leading the offense, a target like Davis could be essential to open up space and expand the veteran quarterback's capabilities, who typically benefits from receivers with good reads and long routes. Furthermore, Davis isn't expected to cost much, with a significantly reduced market value after his difficult year in Jacksonville. He would likely sign on a one-year modest value contract, an ideal scenario for both teams looking for immediate reinforcements and the player himself, who could use 2025 as a recovery season before seeking a new big contract. And if there's a ripe environment for renaissances in the NFL, it's teams like the Chiefs and Steelers to franchises with a winning mentality, competitive rosters, and quarterbacks who elevate the level of those playing alongside them. Ultimately, the equation is simple. Davis needs a fresh start. The Chiefs and Steelers need depth, speed, and experience in their receiving core. And both teams have the Super Bowl as a realistic goal. All of this makes a union between Davis and one of these franchises an increasingly plausible and promising possibility.